In the 80s and 90s, there was no African-American man loved in America more than O.J. Simpson, a former running back who retired as one of the greatest athletes of all time, then found a lot of success in Hollywood and commercials, did an excellent job. And white America loved this guy. He had a white wife, he lived in Brentwood, and for all intents and purposes, O.J. Simpson had a pass to be a white man. He was the closest thing to a white person that I've seen from Black America. He was completely devoid of the African American community too, and was accepted as what we can consider a token Negro. But there was one problem. Well, 1994 happened. And in 1994, O.J. Simpson was arrested for the suspicious murder of Nicole Brown Simpson and also Ron Goldman. Eventually, he was acquitted, but his world was never the same. We can say that he fell from grace. And until he died, he still fell from grace. Never able to recover to be OJ from the early 80s or early 90s. But damn it, I must say, another person who looks similar to O.J. Simpson is this guy, Andrew Holmes. Rewind! The city of Chicago is a tough place, and you gotta be strong to survive there. A lot of rough people who want to do a lot of rough things. And of course, because Chicago was segregated for so many years, there's a lot of black violence in that city. So you need special people who understand the environment to advocate on people's behalves. One of the greatest advocates in the history of the Black Midwest is Andrew Holmes. I didn't know that, but I have become accustomed to understanding the impact that Andrew Holmes has, or in the past had, in the city of Chicago. He's done things like spend the night outside with people in the cold.
You've been here since 8 o'clock last night. What has it been like? Be honest.
Brutal, cold, a lot of rats running around, but they need a lot of help out here. They need to have first-hand to apartments, first-hand to health facilities, and, you know, the legislators and elected officials need to come out here and lay down and sleep and see how they feel.
He arrested his own brother for stealing packages.
Andrew Holmes believes wrong is wrong, even if it means holding a family member accountable.
No, we're close, not bitter. When you got the proof right here, and I'm looking at you, and I'm watching you.
Holmes is referring to this doorbell video he says shows his brother Eric Holmes stealing packages. You see him walk up to and then sit on a porch, later walking away, bag in hand.
These are people's personal properties. They paid for these items to come.
And he's even a victim of gun violence himself.
I got that call that night and I was headed there, but I got just about on the highway when they told me she didn't make it. So I know what these parents are going through. You know, at one point, I'm out there just to help them. But when it hits your doorstep, you understand why you're really helping them. And not until then. You can do all the work you want to do out here and help people and try to stop this violence, try to engage them with all law enforcement agency. You only know that feeling. But until it hits your doorstep, then you understand the full effects of it.
Now, unfortunately for Mr. Andrew Holmes, he lost his daughter in gun violence in Indianapolis, but I want you to see what Andrew Holmes looked like at that particular time. Just 2 years ago, Andrew Holmes was strong. Now, he's an older guy, but he's strong. He didn't walk with any limps or anything like that. He seemed to be, you know, a pretty healthy older guy until this happened.
CBS 2 has confirmed local anti-violence activist Andrew Holmes was fired from the organization Chicago Survivors. In that role, Holmes has shown up to many crime scenes to offer services to the families of homicide victims. Holmes is also a Dolton trustee and is facing sexual assault accusations by a former Dolton employee. Chicago Survivors says their relationships with the victims' families and the community is paramount, and there needs to be a strong mutual trust and an assumed high level of safety for the adults and children. Their statement goes on to say, quote, "For those reasons, we terminated his employment in April. Upon learning of those serious allegations, Holmes didn't respond to our request for comment once the lawsuit by his accuser was filed."
You see, Andrew Holmes got fired from Chicago Survivors because, well, how can you be having those allegations as a protector, and you're actually making somebody survive a negative experience. And Andrew Holmes is kind of withered away, but unfortunately, we got some photos of Mr. Holmes and what he looks like right now. And let me just say, these images are not for the faint at heart. It all starts from Jedediah Brown's Facebook post. Look at this. Andrew Holmes looks right on schedule. Jail or hell appointment imminent. May have no arrest for his alleged deeds. When you look at these pictures, they are quite astounding. It's just been only 2 months, but look at Andrew Holmes. He looks even more old than before. He looks frail. He looks stressed out, and he looks like he's going through things, like he's lost a lot of weight. He looks very sick. But let's go ahead and read some of the comments. And this is where it gets interesting. One person in the group says, "Sad music. So everybody on here already has him guilty and convicted? That's not how justice works on any level. Just because you don't like a person, majority of black people are okay with stealing as long as they can steal. Are they okay with people stealing as long as they can steal for them? I'm not pro or con for the Henyard administration. I'm against stealing and dishonesty done by any human. These activists lie, steal, and scheme too. If not, that's not you. I'm not talking about you. What the hell?" So then Jedediah Brown, he responds to the guy, we'll blur his name out. "Blank has something to do with a woman saying the sex wasn't consensual. The post gives him alleged despite my personal belief. He's a public and elected figure. Consider this the TMZ of advocacy, just keeping a spotlight on what matters." Okay, somebody responds to him. "He's guilty, mayor guilty. You guilty of shilling for the worst." Now, another person goes, "Most black people not out here being accused of stealing the buns, right? And what man you know has been accused and doesn't deny it if it wasn't true? This man had to defend himself, but here you go right there for him. But to each his own." So somebody else goes, "The majority of people are okay." What black people? What majority? How did you come to this tally? Another person goes, "He definitely would have to go to protective custody when he goes to jail. All the people he got locked up, woo, fresh bait. Can I get a ooh sound effect?" Another person goes, "Stress is a slow, silent killer." Somebody says, "He looks like something is wrong. He doesn't look healthy." Another person goes, "I know what stress looks like and he is stressed to the max. Ask for forgiveness and get some help." Another person goes, "It would be better if he was locked up, but I'm sure we all know he's not going to jail and there is no accountability, especially when the alleged crime took place in the state. But God got away and we are clearly seeing his decline right before our eyes. Not being funny at all, but he looks sick. I'm sure stressed, but like he's suffering from an illness. Oh wow, he's definitely being tormented. He lost weight and everything. Damn, in that short time he lost all that weight. He's slowly dying." So, like I said, let me just say this. I don't wish, anything on anybody, but, definitely him losing that income, it stressed him out. Also, this guy has been an activist for many years. So you lose something like this, basically on your own fault. How is somebody supposed to respond to that? He's suffering. I don't know if he's sick, but he wasn't sick like this 3 months ago. And also losing that salary, and then also possibly not being allowed to be an activist from anywhere else. He does have the Dolton trustee salary job, but he can't come to work because he might get attacked. This guy's life has changed in 1 year overnight for the worse at his old age. Or imagine he's worked all his life to keep a good name. This happens because of his own nonsense and foolishness and evil, according to the lady Fanaya Dukes. And now look at where he's at. But if he would have never took that trip and would have never been doing the wrong thing, he wouldn't be there now. Bad decisions, one can always change your life. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shady Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate your follow. You do subscribe to the bell. We're out.